Hello, we're here at Shoe Healer in Doncaster, and I just wanted to do a little video on some of the shoes and the quality of the shoes. And sometimes you don't get to judge one shoe against another shoe, a brand against another, unless you test them back to back. You can't tell the difference between a BMW and a Mercedes unless you go out and you drive the BMW, then you drive the Mercedes, and then you know you've tested them back to back. And of course we know the BMW is better, of course, but, you know, and in my opinion. And what we've got in the shop at the moment is two brands of shoe. We've got this beautiful Joseph Cheaney. It's coming for a full repair. It's a beautiful city shoe. I should have tidied up the laces a little bit, but this is just how it came in to us. It's for a repair there. Look, it's gone really soft and it's ready for a full rebuild on this Joseph Cheaney shoe, and it is lovely, absolutely lovely. And the gentleman has also brought in a pair of Churches, which are slightly better. I don't like to say that, but it's the truth. This Church is slightly better than the Cheaney. Now, price-wise, he's probably 50 to 60% more expensive than the Cheaney. But this Church is just better. It's just better. It just feels beautiful. Does it feel 50 to 60% better? No, it doesn't. But the upper is just, oh, it's lovely. It's really substantial, a little bit more substantial than the Cheaney. The lining, look at that lining inside there. It's just beautiful. Now, the Cheaney, look at the lining inside the Cheaney. That's beautiful. That's really, really nice. But the Church is better.
Maybe
With
maybe 100, 150, but not.
Paul's saying, come in, let's have your thoughts. Paul is saying £100 better.
Yeah, maybe 150, but not. You know, you probably 600, 600 pounds. Just how nice is that? Yeah. You know, you can't take it away that they're absolutely stunning, and the quality. You know where
Look
my
at the
thoughts
finesse,
are on them.
the finesse on that upper. It's beautiful. And then the Cheaney.
Yeah.
Look at the
Still a fabulous shoe.
Yeah.
Still a fabulous shoe. But you know,
there is a pecking order. There's a pecking
bang for
order.
your buck,
Yep.
you know, you're Cheaney all day long, isn't it?
There is a pecking order. If we're not talking money, if we're just talking quality, there is a pecking order, and we're going to say Churches.
Yeah, they're absolutely fabulous.
You get your Cheaney. We'd slot in between.
They're not twice as good as a pair of Cheaneys, though.
We'd slot in between a Crockett's, Crockett and Jones, yeah, which is, you know, you might be £700-800 for a Crockett's beautiful shoe, but value for money, the Cheaney.
My favourite brand all day long. Cheaneys.
Yeah, it's superb. Now we are at these three brands right at the top end. Doesn't get any better, you know, but there is a little bit of a pecking order in there, but it doesn't get any better. And then after that we get your Barkers and your Lokes, but that's a different level. BMW, Mercedes, we're now in Bentley, Rolls-Royce territory with these two brands here, but you've got to have a Crockett's in there as well. So these are superb, as good as it gets on English shoes. And I don't like to say we don't sell Churches anymore. We don't have anything to do with them, but they are great. Now I haven't seen any Churches that have recently come out of the factory in Northampton. I see quite a few
thinking that myself,
that are coming around now saying made in Italy and such.
Current pair.
You've got a pair on. Can I have? You've got some Churches on. Just hey. Look at this beautiful sandal, retailing at
970, I do believe.
How many pair?
Get one pair, you get two.
One pair, £970 for this. And it's
10 years
Churches England in there, telling us it's Churches and it's an English manufacturer, but then inside there it is stamped made in Italy. Now that is a lot of money. Some people will be saying that's crackers, but I promise you this is the best leather, the best materials in these sandals. They are superb. However, we have had to repair this. It did fall apart on you, didn't it? Because it's cemented construction, which is what we get from Europe. You wear them quite a lot, but you would have thought that money, that the upper would have been stitched through the sole, and that would have cured that problem. It would never have had any issue. But they did come apart. The upper came off the sole, and again, just because it's cemented construction. You say they got repaired how long ago? You've had them?
10 years.
I don't think you've had them quite 10 years, but you've had them.
We haven't sold them for 8 years.
Right, okay.
So.
All right. But they're still going strong. They will last forever. I will make sure that they last forever.
Right.
But they are great. So, people...
You didn't pay that for them, did you?
No.
Otherwise you wouldn't be behind the camera now, I don't think, would she?
Well, of course, we would have had trade on there, but that's, it's just the way of the world.
And they weren't that money when we had them.
No, they've gone up to £9.
£500 when we had them.
Well, the full retail was £500. Still good, strong money, but now Prada because you bought these when they were
Church.
Would you have done though? Because they were
No,
were churches already doing a few brands, a few styles in Italy at the time. They might well have been doing. So these, no. Of course, Prada have owned churches for nearly 20 years, maybe more. So no. Yeah. Right. Okie doke. So anyway, that's the Churches brand that we've just bigged up that we don't sell, but we haven't seen any new Churches. Some people say they're not as good as they used to be. Well, I think if you're getting a church that is made in Italy, you won't obviously be getting as good as you would be if you were getting the Churches made in Northampton, which will be all stitched together, but will be more of your classic lines. The more modern stuff with the big chunky soles and the fancy designer stuff, that will surely all be done in Italy.